Hello everybody, and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to fly the 737-800, 700, and 900 using the Zibo Mod, which is just an add-on aircraft for X-Plane 11. In this video series I'm going to be explaining to you the pre-flight planning, the pre-flight aircraft preparation, pushback, takeoff, and cruise, the descent, approach, and landing in a 4-part series. We'll be starting you from cold and dark, and we will be following a particular set of flows that I use. This is not necessarily what real aircraft pilots use, but this is what I use to get from point A to point B in one piece in X-Plane 11. This will be offline without ATC, and this tutorial will be happening in a clear weather and broad daylight scenario in X-Plane 11. Slow. Two things that you'll need for this tutorial to fly the Zibo and pretty much any aircraft in X-Plane 11 is SimBrief and Navgraph. You can use FlightAware and SkyVector, but these two programs are what I use to look at my plan routes and to get the perf information for my aircraft. So first off, we're going to be going to SimBrief. What we're going to do is going to go to dispatch system, new flight, and we'll look at this page. Now we have a lot of fields here to enter, but what we can do is type in our airline, flight number, departure, ICAO code, and arrival ICAO code. Today we'll be flying with Southwest Airlines, flight 3225, I think. It is 3552. Southwest Airlines 3552. Service from St. Louis Lambert International Airport to Chicago's Midway Airport. And we'll be flying the Boeing 737-800 aircraft. Normally it'll give you optional entries here for the runways, and this is based off of the current METAR at the airport. Since we're going to be doing a clear no weather approach, we're not going to worry about that. So as you can see, all these fields auto-populate. It gives you a climb profile, a cruise profile, and all these other cool features. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that all of these are set to auto. And what's interesting is that it gives you a route. As you can see, we'll be on the NATCA 5, which is a standard instrument departure. We're going to have the spinner, transition. Our next waypoint is going to be Phoebe, and then the ND4 arrival. That is a standard arrival for Chicago's Midway Airport. Next, what we can do is what I have provided in the link in the description below is a checklist and a particular set of things that should be written down prior to each departure. This includes the airline, the aircraft, your call sign, the departure ICAO code, the runway you'll be taking off from, the ATIS information, as well as the arrival ICA code, the runway you'll be arriving on, and the ATIS for the arrival airport. The route, the block fuel, the extra fuel, the zero fuel weight, passenger numbers, cargo weight, payload, weight, cost index, cruising altitude, average wind, average positive temperature on a cruise, SID, star, arrival procedures, ILS, frequency, course, heading, decision height, and any arrival restrictions per the charts that Navgraph gives us. So what we can do here in SimBrief is go to Generate OFP. What this gives us is our airline, flight number, aircraft, our call sign. And all this stuff is what we should be writing down. Our cruise altitude for this flight is going to be flight level 290, which is 29,000 feet. It gives you a block fuel, which is 12,888 pounds, a zero fuel weight of 131,394 pounds, and a takeoff weight of 1,143,782 pounds. From there, we can go down to our paperwork preview, which gives us our cost index of 38, average wind, which is 309 at 53 knots, our average ISA, which is positive 008, and we can further scroll down to see a passenger number and the cargo weight that it gives us, as well as the payload. All of this is good stuff that we will need in order to program the flight management system in the Zibo 737-800. So now what we can do is we can go to Navigraph and brief our departure and our arrival. So what we have here is Navigraph. So what you want to do is go to Flights, go to New Flight, Manual Input. Today we'll be flying from St. Louis Lambert International Airport, which is KSTL. And we'll be flying to KMDW, Kilo Mike Delta Whiskey. What we can do is click Create. From here, we're going to type our route. We're not doing any direct route today. As it's briefed in SimBrief, it gives us the NATCA 5 departure, spinner, transition, Phoebe, and then the ND4 arrival. Click Save, and this gives you a route. As you can see, we have our SID highlighted in pink, the cruise, and the star. The flight time today is going to be 48 minutes, so it's a relatively short flight and very good for any beginner learning how to fly this aircraft. And I'll be using this exact route for my other aircraft tutorials. Those are going to be the 757 by Flight Factor, the 767 by Flight Factor, the A320 by Flight Factor, the CRJ 200 by J. Rowland, and the MD-80 by Rotate. So once you have your route in, you can go to Kilo S Sierra Tango Lima, open charts, click the pink circle. This will give you a list of charts. Click on your approach, go down to the runway you'll be taking off from, and now you can see that we get a 125.025 ATIS frequency, which we will use to get the airport altitude. Next, we can brief our standard instrument departure, which is a NATCA 5. So we'll be taking off from runway 30 left, which is right here. Going to be going to DSAP, joining with NATCA, and onto spinner, which is to the north. Once we brief that, we can now click close. We can now brief our arrival and our airport information, where we'll be on ND4 RNAV arrival. Now we look for spinner, or rather Phoebe. We'll be coming in here at Phoebe. As you can see, we have a restriction of 24,000 and above at Phoebe, 22,000 or above and below 27,000 at Pugi. At Nanny, we're going to be below 16,000 and above 14,000. At M Meg, we'll be at 10,000 feet, and we'll be above 6,000 and below 7,000 at ND. This will take us into our airport information here. 6,000 at Stinky, and I'm pretty sure we'll be going to Boehner at 5,000 feet. Usually, if you're on ATC, you'll be vectored to the runway, but in this case, we're going to vector ourselves. Now we can look at the approach information. Today we'll be landing on runway 13 center, and this is determined by the current winds, and since we have no winds, I'm choosing the largest runway at midway. On this chart, we have the ATIS of the information, of the airport we're going to, the localizer, which is for our ILS approach, the final approach course, our glide slope height, the decision height, and the airport elevation. So we should be lined up on the runway by HebQ on a course of 138, vectors into 13 center. Arrival restrictions are given here. As we can see, we need to be at 2,600 feet at HebQ, 2,000 feet at High Top, and 1,440 feet at Hisco, which will give us a nominal glide slope path to runway 13 center. This is going to conclude the pre-flight planning of any flight you should do in X-Plane, and especially for the Zibo 737-800 mod. The next part will be in the aircraft cockpit, doing the pre-flight checklist and getting the aircraft prepared to take off on runway 30 left at St. Louis Lambert International Airport. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.